Okay, okay, here's another revised edition of my favorite albums of all time. Okay, I don't know. It's like, okay, okay, I'm gonna start with Styx, the band Styx, Chicago band. I, there's two favorite albums of theirs that I like. There's the Grand Illusion album. That album's so great. I love every song on there. Like Superstars and Castle Walls and Angry Man, Fooling Yourself. The Grand Illusion, the title. So the Grand Illusion by Styx, and then there's also another good album they put out called Paradise Theater, which has a lot of great songs. The reason why I like it is because all the songs are good. You know what I mean? It's like, I love a band, but they won't make like perfect albums every time. There's like a lot of songs that aren't so great. They don't have like big hits and stuff. So I'm not saying I like every Styx album, but these two have like every song is like good. That's kind of what I'm talking about when I say my favorite albums. These are the ones where the tracks, so I enjoy every track. Some of these I'll enjoy like every track except for one, and I'll give you an example down the line. Okay, now what else? Peter Gabriel's album So. That's a great album. I love every song on that album. See, that's a perfect album. Every song is good. So that's why, you know what I mean. So that, and also Melt is a good album. His third solo album, along with Biko on it, and every song on that is good. It's another good example. So those two, but yeah. And what's like John Lennon's Walls and Bridges, from his solo career. Walls and Bridges, because every song is good on there. I love it. That, and then Plastic Ono Band is also the same kind of thing. Every track on it is great. You know what I mean? So those are probably my two favorite. I mean, I would put Imagine on there. Imagine, same thing. The whole album is great, but I just don't like the production. Phil Spector's production, I don't know. I don't think he's great. I guess people like that wall of sound thing, and I don't know. I don't know. It just sounds so. I don't know. It's just not a lot of stuff going on, but it's like just a big bunch of sound. I don't know. It's just All Things Must Pass by George Harrison. That was also produced by Phil Spector, and it's a great album with a lot. Every song is great, but that wall of sound production. I don't know. I don't know. It's like when I've heard a lot of these songs. Like bootleg versions of it when they're like rehearsing, and the song sounds so much better in rehearsal because it's just there's no production on it, it's just them doing it live. And same thing with Walls and Bridges, the John Lennon stuff. It's like these outtakes, you can listen to like in the studio, and it just sounds so much better. These songs are great, but it's just that the production can be kind of, when you like, I don't know, you put. Some songs just shouldn't be so overproduced, or some, sometimes they put instruments all the time that, make it sound kind of dead and really sound this kind of wah-wah sound and all that kind of. But all the songs are great, on these albums. I'm not gonna judge the production. I'm just saying I love all the songs. They're all great songs, Okay, next is the album Boy by U2. That's their first album that they like released ever. It came out in 1988. I think 1980. And it's great. I love it. It just sounds so fresh as opposed to the later stuff. That just sound like U2 over and over. The Edge sound like the Edge. This sounds so fresh. Everything's fresh and everything, new. And the songs are great. It's just great. Especially listening to on headphones. It sounds so good. And then what's next? Got Voulez-Vous by ABBA. Voulez-Vous, now leave it, I chose Voulez-Vous because it's got every song is good on it. It's like a disc, like I said, it's very disco-ish, and the disco song can be a little bit, but every song on it is good. It's like every song I like, And I don't mind the disco, but I'm judging on the songs themselves. They're very good songs. They're all very good. Some of their best songs, you know. And then of course Can't Slow Down by Lionel Richie. I chose that because that's probably my favorite Lionel Richie album. It's also the first one I ever got, and it's got like Lionel. It's got like some David Foster. He produced some of the stuff up there, but yeah, it's like that's Can't Slow Down, and my favorite ever Lionel Richie song, Running with the Night. So of course Chicago 17, which is a really great album. It's probably Chicago's best album, I think. I think it was Peter Cetera's last album was Chicago too. Yeah, Stay the Night, and Hard Habit to Break, and Along Comes a Woman, and You're the Inspiration, and Prima Donna. Every song on that album is good. I love that album. Chicago 17. It's a good album. And that was produced by David Foster as well. It's a very, very well produced album. It's it's a good album. And then of course Sting. I had to choose one Sting album because I love Sting, especially his lyrics. Sting was like, begins with the lyrics and the words kind of stuff. Especially he's got like such good lyrics on some of his less known songs, like on like Soul Cages. He's got like such really great lyrics. And I remember when I was a kid first listening to this thing, I used to some of the stuff that you would have they would have like a little booklet with it when it has the lyrics, and I'll follow along and I'll be like thinking, what does that mean? I was trying, I used to think like, what is, we worked this the Black Seam together about. It's probably about like nuclear power and that kind of stuff. It's coal and so, I figured things out since then, but it was the way he would like phrase things and he'd talk about things that was just different and interesting. He'd kind of take things. He's like the English Bob Dylan. I mean, he's a very poetic guy, and it's just people. I don't know why people don't really say Sting. What a great lyricist, you know what I mean? Because it's always someone else who gets that distinction, But he's a great lyricist. He really is. He's got so many great kind of imagery in his songs. He's good, especially on his. Okay, and then of course The Police. I'll give that separate thing from his solo career. The Police is probably my favorite album by The Police. It's probably Synchronicity. It's a perfect album except for Mother. I don't like Mother on there. It's not a bad song. It's a crazy song. I love crazy songs. It's just that it just kind of doesn't flow. It kind of makes the album loses its flow. It flows nicely, and then Mother's like, no, is that my mother on the phone? Oh, mother. It's a crazy song. It just doesn't flow with the rest of the album. It's just, I don't know. It's like when you put like I don't know. It just doesn't fit the album. Maybe it does. I think Synchronicity is about, I don't know, a Carl Jung thing. I don't know, Synchronicity. I guess that was one of his theories. I guess Carl Jung was a psychiatrist, like taught by Freud. So, and he had a lot of stuff. I guess that's something that that song Mother sounds like the guy's insane and thinking about his mother. So it makes sense that they would put it on there because I think Freud would have a lot of things about mothers and sons and all. So I guess I see why they would put it on that album. Because the album is supposed to be about in his mind. But just the way it just kind of flows. Doesn't musically just kind of doesn't flow well with the album. And of course, the next album is Animals by. Oh, actually, and also by The Police. I also like Zenyatta Mondatta. That's a good album. It's in a coal mine, and voices inside my head. Yeah, and then why must I be lying in the suitcase? That would probably be my second favorite Police album. Zenyatta Mondatta. And they got like good moments on like Regata da Blanc. That's some good stuff. And there's a song that Sting didn't write, but it's called Does Everyone Stare? Does everyone stare the way I do? Always stare. That's actually a pretty good song. I think that's heard by Andy Summers, maybe, or Stuart Copeland, like one of them. I don't know. But that's actually a pretty good song. I don't even think Sting wrote Mrs. Krudenko. That's on Synchronicity, but that's a really good song too. Mrs. Krudenko. I think that's written by Stuart Copeland. Don't tell the director I said so, but are you okay, Miss Krudenko? See, that's not Sting lyrics. It just sounds too kind of simplistic. This thing kind of goes a little deep. And of course, next album would be Hotel California by the Eagles. It's a great album. That's probably. I mean, they got other great, like songs like In the City and all those other songs. Take It to the Limit, but Hotel California as an album is probably their best, I think. And then of course, Full Moon Fever by Tom Petty. That's the first Tom Petty album I ever heard, and it's a great album. It's like, you're so bad, best thing I ever had. The world's gone mad, you're so bad. So as running down a dream, running down a dream, and of course, Free Falling, and I Won't Back Down, and great album. Of course, in that same vein, the Traveling Wilburys. That's their first album. And the second album is good too, but the first album is like legendary, and every track is great. So, Traveling Wilburys, I think it's Volume 1. Great album. God. Well, it's alright. Well, it's all. I don't know the words. Well, under the end of the line. Yeah. And Trader and the Monkey Man was searching for cash, and the walls came down, gone, all the way to hell. Never knew when the ground the walls. It's a great album. And of course, Quadrophenia by The Who. It's such a great album, and it's got so many great songs like Dr. Jimmy and Mr. Jim and Bellboy and Love Rain on Me, and of course 5:15. Girls are 15, so should know it. Oh no, hear a man drive, and of course the Dirty Job. When a man is running from his boss. The first time I heard that song, I was like, wow, that song is kind of, wow. That really gets it. And then when Roger Daltrey sings it, and then it's a great album. Quadrophenia, I love it. And that, of course, I also like Who's Next. I think Who's Next would be another choice. That's a great album too. Perfect album. Who's Next? I drank myself blind to the sound of old T-Rex. And who's next? That's from You Better, You Better, You Better. Well, I say I love you, say you better. That's another great. That's from one of the. Is it It's Hard or the other one? What was the other one that they released? In the 80s, early 80s. Late 70s, yeah. Okay, what's the next? Seven and the Ragged Tiger by Duran. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm like the biggest Duran fan, but I love this album. I mean, that's the first Duran album I bought, and then, it's like whenever I listen to Duran, I enjoy it. They're not bad, But Seven and the Ragged Tiger, it's like, I think it's a perfect album. It's a lot of energy. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, and the instrumentation is so good. It's like, I don't know. It's like. It's almost like when they finally were getting it. Because if you listen, I mean, everybody says, well, Rio is the best. And Rio is a really good album, but I don't know, I just prefer the songs from Seven and the Ragged Tiger, and also the production, the energy of Seven and the Ragged Tiger. It's just great. I also like the lyrics on the. I was actually listening to Seven and the Ragged Tiger lately, and I was looking up the lyrics to each song and following along, and it's like very good lyrics. They're like pretty good lyrics, because you just like read it as like a poem almost, like, because it's like it's almost similar to kind of lyrics I would write. I mean, it's I always try to write this kind of weird, kind of conundrum kind of lyrics when it's not actually. It's like saying something, but it's like doesn't really seem like it's saying, but it seems like it's saying something. Like, kind of like, yeah. If you ever listen to my songs, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know why I do that. I just like that. Don't write it's like kind of straight, kind of. Because when I'm writing the line, I'm like thinking, what would sound really interesting? Does that sound interesting? See, I just write like very kind of plain, but I don't want it. No, I want it to be like a little more interesting. So I do that kind of thing. I mean, it makes you think more. That's what I want. So yeah, so that's it. So 7 Ragged Tiger by Duran Duran. I've listened to some of the later stuff. I remember, I mean, I wasn't really into Duran Duran right when the album came out, but it was like, but in the late '80s, I started listening to Duran Duran. You know, like 88, 89. That's when I started. Around the time I started, you know, listening to, you know, like Sting and the Beatles and, you know, Elvis Costello. So I was kind of throwing some Duran Duran in there. So yeah, because I remember I started, and they got Notorious. That's not a bad album either. Notorious. That was produced by Nile Rodgers, but it's not a bad album. It's, I don't know why people pan it on. I don't know. I think this is the title track. Notorious. I don't know. I like that album. The whole album's good. Got like Misled in there and Meet Al Presidente. I should not be so misled. And of course, American Science and Skin Trade. Isn't Skin Trade? She must be working for the skin trade. Yeah. Would someone please explain the reason for the strange behavior? Exploitation's named. You must be working for the skin trade. That's another good song from Notorious. But that was the album. I think the Notorious was the album after 7 Ragged Tiger. I think, yeah. Because I think after 7 Ragged Tiger, they went and did the Power Station thing and Arcadia thing, and then they came back and they got a different guitarist. I guess Andy Taylor left, and then they did. Because I think Al Rodgers produced, like, he did like a little mix of the Reflex from 7 Ragged Tiger, and then they liked it. And then, but he didn't produce the album. And then the next album, they wanted him to work with them, so that's why Al Rodgers wouldn't produce them. Okay, anyway. Of course, Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. Genesis album, my favorite Genesis album, Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. And the lamb lies down on Broadway. Early morning Manhattan, ocean windows on the land, movie palaces come on down. They all look spinning at that fun. Yeah, great. There's a lot of great songs on the album. But it's like a progressive rock album, so it's very Genesis, very long songs. So. And The Cage. Let me out of this cage. In the cage. If I can't it's good. That's Peter Gabriel's last album with Genesis. But then also like other Genesis. My favorite Genesis with Phil Collins is probably Abacab and Invisible Touch. She says I have an invisible touch. And Abacab. And of course that has no reply at all. Everybody listening? There's no reply at all. I love that. So yeah, Abacab is a really good album by Genesis, and so is Invisible Touch. But I've had to pick one to be the Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, and then and then there's the other album. I think it's just called Genesis. And that has wrong, it was all one. It's wrong, and you tell me it's wrong. It's the same, it's just a shame. That's all. Yes, that's a pretty good album too. That has ain't no fun being an illegal alien. And then of course the Cars' first album, The Cars. Fast Times at Ridgemont High, you know. Then when Phoebe Cates come out of the pool. Life's insane, moving in stereo. And also has a lot of good stuff. All mixed up. It's that leave it to me. It's gonna be alright. And of course, Take a Little Pill by Alanis Morissette. And then Take a Little Pill by Alanis Morissette. Great album. Of course, The Beatles by The Beatles, aka The White Album. It's a good album. And of course, Weezer. I'm gonna put some Weezer in there. Weezer, the Blue album. Like, that's their first album, and that album by Weezer, great album. That was produced by Rick Ocasek, or Ocasek, like that's how I pronounce it. It's a great album. You know, it's got Only in Dreams, and it's a good album. Weezer's Blue album, probably one of the best albums from the 1990s. It's good. Yeah, it's a good album. And what else? I also like the Green album. It's good too. But yeah. So Weezer, and of course, Memory Almost Full by Paul McCartney. Put that one up because it's a good album. It's a newish album, but I mean I love all Paul, but I was gonna try to put a newish one in there. I usually, say my favorites are like Tug of War. Because that's like my other favorites, like Tug of War, Band on the Run. But that's also a great album. And of course, London Calling by The Clash, because it's a perfect album. This Is Smile by Elvis Costello, because it's a perfect album. Moving Pictures by Rush, because it's a perfect album. War Child by Jethro Tull, perfect album. Also loved Aqualung and Thick as a Brick and Heavy Horses, Song from the Wood. Yeah. And Purple by Stone Temple Pilots, it's a perfect album. Yield by Pearl Jam, it's a great album. I love that album. We're faithful. We all believe it. We're faithful. That's a song from you. Go Faithful. A lot of other great songs on that too. Like Pilot, I have a dog. That's all on the song. That's probably like the weakest album. Weakest song on the album, and it's actually a really, really good song. Still, because the whole album is like really good. Even that song, like Pilot, I Have a Dog, but it's still a great song. And of course, Mellon, Collie and the Infinite Sadness. That's a great album. Double album by Smashing Pumpkins. All the songs are great. It's really a good album. It's a long album. It's a great album. Of course, Tragic Kingdom by No Doubt. Great album. It really is a good album. I used to listen to it like doing the dishes all the time, and it's a great album. One that's this song called The Climb. I remember there's a Miley Cyrus song called The Climb, and this song is better than that song. And of course, Glass Houses by Billy Joel, great album. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road by Elton John, great album. 30 Deep Thunder Cheap by AC/DC, great album. Then Lizzie's Black Rose, great album. That album came out like 78, 79, somewhere. It's a great album. And of course, Foreigner's album 4, great album. Physical Graffiti by Led Zeppelin, great album. The Village Green Preservation Society by the Kinks, great album. Cheap Trick's first album, great album. Pretzel Logic by Steely Dan, great album. Also Asia by Steely Dan is great too. So it's Countdown to Ecstasy. Yeah, and Katie Lied, that's another good one. That is Bad Sneakers, this song. You got there's a lot of what's that, Michael McDonald? Phil McDonald. Who's Phil McDonald? I don't know. Michael McDonald. He sings a lot of backing vocals on that album. And then Fragile by Yes. And Rumors by Fleetwood Mac. Night of the Opera by Queen, if I had to choose one. But Sheer Heart Attack is another good album. That's, Now I'm Here and In the Lap of the Gods. That's a really good album. And Queen 2 is also really good. And of course, some of the later ones, I think In the Game is a really good album. Except there's a couple of songs that kind of keep it from being like perfect. Like Don't Try Suicide, that's a weird song. But I mean, it's got a nice message, but Don't try suicide, nobody's worth it. Don't try suicide, nobody cares. Don't try suicide, you're just gonna hate it. It's kind of I don't know, it's a nice message, but it's kind of it rules the flow of a classic rock album, I don't know. But that's the album, The Game. Every other song is great. It's got Dragon Attack on there, Play the Game, Save Me, Crazy Little Thing Called Love, Never Be Angry With You. That's another good song. That's not the name of that song. Yeah, that's a good song. But yeah, it's like every song is good except for like one or two. Not saying that it's a bad song. Don't Try Suicide is a great song. It just doesn't flow with the album. And That's kind of the case with a lot of Queen albums. It's like they're perfect with it's like one or two. It just kind of doesn't flow with the album, but it's still all the rest of them is great. You know what I mean? Like not Sheer, News of the World. News of the World. It's like great albums. Like It's Late's on there, and We Are the Champions, and We Will Rock You, and Spread Your Wings, and it's great. Yeah, every track. No, I think every track on News of the World is good. Isn't it? I can't remember all the names of the track, but I love every Queen album anyway. Even those little weak tracks, I like. You know what I mean? Like Don't Drive Suicide, Nobody's Worth It. Don't Drive. I think Freddie Mercury wrote that song. I think it's a good message. So you know what I mean. But let's see, like what else did I put? But yeah, I love every album that Queen made. With Freddie, I don't mean than Adam Lambert stuff. I'm just not. No offense to you, Adam Lambert, but yeah, I'm just not. I'm not really into anything with Queen and Adam Lambert together. Not that I dislike Adam Lambert. It's just I like the reason why I like Queen is because of Freddie Mercury. So if Freddie's not in it, then I'm not really into it. But I think that's it. Yeah. Trevor Wilburys, did I say? And who else? Clapton. Should I get him? Oh yeah, Clapton. Duran and the Dominoes album, the one with Layla. That's a great album. I forgot about that. Yeah, the one with well, Layla's on there and keep on growing. Yeah, but the whole album's good. Yeah, Duran and the Dominoes. Layla and other sort of love songs. That's another great album that I love. And then Soul Clapton, best like 461 Ocean Boulevard, Slow Hand. Yeah, they're both good albums. Journeyman, I love. Journeyman was when I saw Clapton live in 1990. That was the album he was promoting. Was Journeyman. So he did a lot of songs on there. That's a great album. Journeyman is a really good album. So that has That has oh love, leave me alone, and that's when she said she was pretending like she knew. And of course, don't give me no alibis. Don't want a reason to justify. Don't give me no yes. And had enough bad love. I need something that I just gonna be around. Don't know. Yeah. So Journeyman by Eric Clapton. That's something like one of my favorite albums. I actually have a Journeyman T-shirt. I actually wore it like when I did the talent show when I was in high school. Journeyman. See Clapton's face. They actually had a picture in the paper on the high school, and I wore blue blazer and jeans. So I had a look on. I had that was like. Around the time, a little bit after my Miami Vice, but still, I like the old T-shirt and jacket and jeans thing. That was good. Okay, so that's it. Yeah. I did add something. Right? We are the village green. Oh, and of course, Juliana Hatfield's. I love Juliana Hatfield. I think she's very good. So I think I've never been impressed like with a female musician until I met Juliana Hatfield. She's probably the first female musician I was ever like impressed with. I remember first hearing her music in 1994. I think it was like Spin the Bottle, and we were all like, that's really good. And then I went out and bought the album. So, but she's really good. I've never really been impressed with a lot of female performers. Not that I'm against it, just but she's when you hear her music, you can tell she's creative and she's she's. Yes, then I went out and bought Become What You Are, and I think the first song that really stuck in my head was This Is the Song. I love that song. It's so high in the sky, and I love that I got the night. But I love, but I got stage fright. Why are simple things like change? Why are simple things so hard? This is the sound of a wave burning down that song. That song is not. That was like the first song that really stuck in my head. Like besides like Spin the Bottle, but I love that song. This is the sound by Julian Hatfield. That song's so good. This is the sound of a dream. Yeah, but yeah. So, but if I was to choose one other Julian Hatfield, I would probably be like Pussycat. That's the song that she put out like a few years ago. But it's pretty political. I'm not really into politics too much. But it's a good album. It's got like a lot of nice moments in that album. It's, you know what I mean. So yeah, they actually had it at the library, didn't they? So I would borrow it and listen to it. It's good. Like Pussycat by Julian Hatfield. I can't say her name. Tongue twisted. But yeah, I gotta listen to more of her albums. I mean, I know I've heard her album Hey Babe. I've heard Become What You Are, and then Only Everything, and then Bad, and then I kind of, I don't know, and then I kind of, I didn't really get anything from her after that, and then, until like more recently, and then when she like released that Julian Hatfield 3 like second album, was Whatever My Love, and then so the albums in between that I gotta go back and I gotta go listen to because I've never actually listened to those yet. So, but yeah, Pussycat was the Julian 3. I liked it. I also like that new one, that Weird album, but it's not as produced as, you know what I mean, because she kind of different stuff. But she had like Todd Phillips on all the drums on Pussycat, and he's a great drummer. Todd Phillips, who's like Julian 3, but he's like a really, really good drummer. Like, you can always tell when you're hearing Todd Phillips playing. So Todd Phillips, listen to this. I'm a big fan of his. Todd Phillips is a very good drummer. You know, he doesn't make her songs like tighter. So yeah.